Of course, you will not have to remember every detail of this incredibly convoluted tale, but you must remember the basic story. It is, after all, the death of a hero, and the three main characters and who they are, essentially. Now, it has taken us this long to get to the last scene of the opera, and this very long drama, in fact, this cycle of 4 rather long dramas, is unified throughout by leitmotifs. Leitmotifs, as we recall, are musical ideas that are associated with characters, emotions, and things, and they serve 2 functions within Wagner's music dramas. They usually either underscore events of the plot or predict events of the plot. There are at least 8 leitmotifs sounded in the scene that you have in your text. We shall examine just 2 of them. Heavens, people, this is way too much for anyone to comprehend in a course of this sort. So simply remember that we took a look at 2 of them and remember the names of each of them. Take a look at the section of your libretto where Brunhilde addresses her horse, Grane. After she greets her horse, you can hear the sound of the leitmotif for the ride of the Valkyrie in the background. And this leitmotif is one of the most famous of Wagner's leitmotifs. You've probably heard it before, and if you haven't heard it before, I'm sure you will recognize it at some point during your listening experience. Indeed, it would be difficult for anyone living in the West to avoid hearing this melody at one time or another in their lives. You hear this leitmotif again as Brunhilde is riding her horse into the funeral pyre. And immediately after that, you hear another leitmotif played by the orchestra. There the orchestra plays the magic fire leitmotif. We recall that Brunhilde was put into a deep sleep at the top of a mountain and surrounded by a ring of fire. And it is this leitmotif that we hear as the castle is burning, as Valhalla is being consumed in flames. Now these 2 leitmotifs, the Ride of the Valkyries and the Magic Fire motifs, are easy to recognize because one occurs right after the other at this juncture in the scene. It is sometimes a bit difficult to recognize them because leitmotifs are constantly transformed according to the situation in the drama, and that happens here, even in this last scene. The leitmotifs are slightly different from what they were when they occurred at earlier points in the drama. Again, you need to remember only these 2, the Ride of the Valkyries and the Magic Fire leitmotifs.